The more you talk, the less people listen. And the less they listen, the less they respect you. Most people get this completely wrong. They think speaking more makes them sound smarter, more confident, more in control. But in reality, it often does the opposite. In social psychology, communication is not just about what you say. It's about how much you say, and more importantly, when you stop. Because restraint signals control, and control is closely tied to respect. When someone talks too much, they reveal more than they intend. They over-explain. They repeat themselves. They fill every silence. And without realizing it, they start lowering their own authority. Not because their ideas are weak, but because their delivery is. Think about the people who naturally command attention. They don't rush to speak. They don't try to dominate every conversation. And they don't feel the need to prove every point. They speak when there is something worth saying, and then they stop. Silence creates weight. When you don't speak constantly, your words carry more importance. People pay closer attention, not because you demand it, but because your communication feels deliberate. Now compare that to someone who talks without pause. At first, it might seem engaging, but over time, it becomes noise, predictable, easy to ignore. And once people start tuning you out, your influence disappears. Another problem with talking too much is that it signals insecurity, not always consciously, but behaviorally. Because when someone keeps explaining, keeps justifying, keeps adding more, it feels like they're trying to convince, and people rarely respect what feels like it needs convincing. Confidence is not loud. It's precise. It's measured. And it knows when enough has been said. That's why short, clear statements often carry more authority than long explanations. There's also a shift in dynamics. When you talk less, you naturally listen more. And people notice that. They feel heard. And in return, they become more open, more engaged, more respectful. But here's the part most people struggle with. Silence feels uncomfortable. It creates tension. And the instinct is to fill it, to say something, anything, just to avoid that pause. But that pause is where control lives. When you're comfortable with silence, you show that you're not dependent on constant validation. You're not rushing to be accepted, and that changes how people see you. You don't need to dominate the conversation to be respected. You need to be intentional. Say what matters. Say it clearly. And then, let it land. Because the moment you stop over-talking, people start leaning in. They pay more attention. They take your words more seriously. Not because you changed who you are, but because you changed how you present it. So if you feel like people don't listen to you, don't try to speak more. Speak better, and speak less. Because respect is not built on how much you say, but on how much weight your words carry.